is singing. Janice Joplin with her rendition of Summertime. And I just thought it was appropriate because we're here on our annual, can you believe it's our annual summer fitness, health, and we're even going to throw in some nutrition to get you ready for the summer months because they can be hard. And this summer's weird. We've gone from excessive heat already to coolness to rain to back and forth. And so it's going to be all over.
Right.
So I'm excited to introduce once again my cohort.
Do we even need introductions anymore?
I don't know. But Sherry Nittifer, who is our nurse practitioner for the Employee Wealth and Wellness Center here on campus, but also she's the regional director of the, 4 communities or something? 10.
4 or 10. It's somewhere around there.
Oh my gosh.
So, and one of the things, Greenspring, is when Sherry is working here, she takes what she's learned and takes it out to the other communities. So
That's right.
Cool. And then no introductions. We're not even going to bother with Juanita, so we won't. And unfortunately,
I'm just here.
Cindy Underwood she can't make it. So, but we're going to fill in for her.
We're not going to cook for her.
We're not going to cook, but
she's the best.
But we are going to talk about nutrition, and we're going to start with that. And I would be, I'd be hit in the head. It is Friday. That's why we're so excited.
Yes.
TGIF, second day of summer, which means it's June 23rd, 2017. And I won't even bother introducing who I am because they should know that. But let's talk about, why is it so important for us to even say it is summer? You need to be aware that there are certain things you need to do.
I think the heat alone. Today or even during the week that we learned that Phoenix is going to be up over 126 degrees. Nobody's safe outside there. So I think it's the heat alone. And this year, like you mentioned, with the rain that we've been having, and then we have, it seems like it's 100 degrees out. And then today it's, beautiful outside. You just don't know. So you just should be aware.
Too
yes.
is going crazy. You don't know what it's going to be day by day. So humidity really spikes that heat index and makes it even more dangerous.
And we still want to exercise, and we'll talk about that. So with that, we have to be talking about hydration.
Water
everywhere.
Water everywhere.
And not the fun hydration
that you want to have.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the most important things, and Juanita can speak to this even better, is when you're exercising, because you should be exercising, hydrate before, hydrate during, and hydrate after, and always have it available.
Now, probably here's like a good rule of thumb. You should be drinking 1/2 your body weight in ounces of water. And I'm telling you, a lot of people have trouble with that. That's the bottom line.
Okay, so
that's according to the American College of Sports Medicine.
So if we take, I'm guessing here, let's just say an average woman's weight is...
Let's say she's 140.
140, okay.
How many ounces should she drink?
I don't know, you do the math.
70. She should be drinking 70 ounces of water. So how much is in your Camelback? 32.
It's 32, there you go.
So there's 32 in there, so she should be drinking 2.5 of those.
During
almost,
the day.
During the day. Now, if you exercise, you should be drinking more than that.
So like double that?
Well, it depends on if you're sweating.
So I just stay in the bathroom the entire day.
There you go.
But that's a good point. That's a good point. If you are exercising, you don't have to use the bathroom. That's a clue to you that you need to go drink more water. And if you're the type of person that's a naturalist and actually looks at the color of your urine, if it starts to get dark or the color of this bottle, you need to start drinking some more water.
You're dehydrated.
Or the smell. I don't mean to be...
Right.
But
No,
the smell is
absolutely
very important.
Yeah, so
color
if you're running to the bathroom, you are hydrated.
Right.
If you are not running to the bathroom, you need to drink.
Right.
So so say that again, one more time.
So you should be drinking 1/2 of your body weight in ounces of water. So if you're 140, you should be drinking 70. And that's what's so nice about either having your little 16 ounce or your 32 ounce is that you can say, okay, I need to drink 2.5 of these, or I need to drink 3 of these. Yeah, it's very important to do that. That's just the bottom line. You start exercising, you need to drink more. before, during, and after.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about ways to do that, because I know sometimes people get a little tired of just drinking water. But I do want to talk about nutrition. Because I'm jazzing this up, and so there's actually a slideshow that I found online, and it's unfortunately not coming up as well. So I gave Avon the discretion of use it as much as you can, but it talked about some tips for or suggestions in terms of food and nutrition. And, you know, so I think summer, I mean, 4th of July is coming really soon, and we're going to be barbecuing.
Yep.
They're going to be barbecuing here on campus, but unfortunately, some of the barbecue, like, isn't the best things for us to eat, which that looks really good even for me, and I'm not a big, you know, meat person.
Well,
So-
they talked about it, and then they said that was a 20-ounce T-bone. I cannot eat a 20-ounce T-bone. But
who does?
when they talked about that, you know, really what they were talking about is not just the T-bone itself, but the barbecue sauces and the sauces that we put on the T-bone just have a lot of hidden sugar, a lot of hidden calories.
And
So
salt, right? A lot of
and,
salt.
And of
Oh,
course,
yes.
the sodium. I mean, barbecue sauce has sodium. The meat itself has sodium. Most of the
Ketchup
things
has
that we do
sodium.
to tenderize our meat or to even marinate our meat all has the sodium in it, so we have to remember that. But they talked about that 20-ounce T-bone as can weigh as 1,540 calories.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of
Women should be
calories.
having about 1,200 calories a day. That's exceeding our calorie
Yeah.
content for the day in one T-bone.
Not that you can eat all that
No,
T-bone.
no.
I mean, but you know, 7 grams of protein per ounce. So if you did eat that, looking at the good news, you would be eating 140 grams of protein, which is a lot for your body to even digest.
Digest, yeah.
So,
So what should I have instead?
well,
if I have a choice.
They talk about going towards the leaner types of steak,
Right.
to the tenderloin, the sirloin, the filet, or the top roast, because
And
that can
forget
be
about
almost
the
93%
barbecue sauce.
leaner. Yeah, the barbecue sauces. I mean, you can have a little, but you know, I don't know. When I'm using barbecue sauce, I don't have a little. I don't know who does. I mean, you're out there, you're having fun. You know, a little is good, a lot is better. I mean, that's kind of like what everybody thinks. So I think you have to be careful with that. But you can change that out and still get a much better cut of meat, and you'll feel better. I mean, that's really the thing.
What if okay, I'll forget about that big steak, which I can't remember the last time I did anything like that, but anyway. And could I go with a hamburger or a cheeseburger? Would that be a better choice?
Well, again, you're talking about an average cheeseburger is about 750 calories. So,
kind of a
and
lot.
and again, we said the average, but you can go and you can switch that out to a turkey burger. And some people might not like a turkey burger or a chicken burger, but actually, once you grill it, I mean, it really does taste pretty similar. Or if you even want to be, you know, vegan, go with bean burgers are great. They have the spiced
they've got
bean
some
burgers.
good spicy bean burgers.
And they're really good. So those are better options if you wanted to have an option.
The Washington Post actually had a recipe on last week ago, Wednesday's food section, on how to make your own veggie burger, and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna
It's
try
hard getting
to do
it
my,
to stick together.
Well, they had some, but if you freeze them, you know, then it's even
I heard
better
that
in
too.
terms
Oh,
of then you would use them to grill, or
sounds
you
good.
can partially cook anyway. But so check that out.
Okay.
And turkey burgers, to me, I love them. And you can, if you kind of like, oh, I don't think it's going to be as tasty, you can add some chopped onions to it before you grill. And one of the things I do is I avoid, unfortunately, the cheese now, because that's adding fat and calories.
But you can't always taste.
Right,
You can't always
exactly.
taste that.
It's like I'm having this cheeseburger, but I can't. Yeah, exactly.
You can't taste it. But I do, it's interesting, a friend of mine has one of those small, you know, with my dad, you know, the bigger grill, the better, right? But a friend of mine had that small little grill that was actually a charcoal grill. And that put enough flavor on. I mean, it really is amazing, the difference in the taste. And they're small, they're compact, you can have them anywhere. I mean, that'll really give you a nice taste. You don't need to even put anything on that burger.
Good. All right. So, and then I really, you know, actually next week I'm going to the ball game. seen my cubbies beat the gnats. Oh, excuse me.
I think you're supposed to say that
Say
here.
that here.
But, and, so I'm going to be able to, have dinner there.
A hot
and,
dog? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm thinking, because, I'm sorry. I know people think I eat really healthy, and I try, but gosh, hot dogs, that's my downfall. I love...
Well, all meat is 280, and then the turkey is about 180. So you save 100 calories if you go turkey burger, or turkey hot dog.
Turkey, I don't know if I've ever had a turkey hot dog.
They're great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard at a ball game because I know if I have a burger, if I have a hot dog at a ball game, I don't want just one because it doesn't seem like it fills you. It's just like every inning I got to have a hot dog. It's the craziest thing.
So you do nine hot dogs.
I don't really do it, but you just never feel full with a hot dog
agree.
at the ball stadium. So, but that's
Then I'll add the hamburger.
that's a tempting
Exactly. One
pitfall.
hot
So do a
Right.
turkey, or how about sausage? Could I do sausage instead?
Let's see, the
And
turkey
doesn't-
kibosh, was that how you say that?
Kielbasa.
Kielbasa
Yeah.
is from the regular 330 to a turkey is 270. So you save about 60 calories there.
And about half the fat.
Yeah.
That's the other thing
That's
too.
that's what's good about it. You save the fat.
And I think most places are actually doing a little bit more of the turkey and the other options that you have, even at ball games. I think that they're doing it. And like you were saying before, that you might have had a hamburger yesterday maybe, and that you took the bun off. So that heavy, simple carbohydrate didn't hit you so bad.
Well, and that's one thing I will do. I will take the burger, and
Open
if
face.
you get the lettuce and tomatoes and onion, I use that as my top.
So do I.
And it probably doesn't look good while I'm eating it.
I don't know. I
in terms
think it
of
makes it
etiquette,
even
but-
juicier.
But that's what I'll do. So I'll save that carb there.
I always think you just need to pick your carbs. The bread is not my carb. I mean, I'm not. That doesn't excite me. It's the cheese on the hamburger that excites me. You just kind of pick your poison.
All right. So I want to jump to the thirst quenchers, and then we'll get back to discussion on water. Okay, so, again, I'm going to be at the ball game. I'm sorry, I'm doing a beer. You got to have, that beer, and I'll only do one because it's really expensive.
Yeah,
they are.
exactly. Everything is
But
there.
what should I be? So let's talk about, we want to stay hydrated. So I'm thinking, okay, there's beer, there's white wine, there's lemonade. We can go on and on, right?
We might
Milkshakes.
be sneaking some sugar into some of that. When they actually do have now, they have some seltzer water that is flavored seltzer water that is what they call spiked, which you might enjoy.
I actually had a friend of my daughter's brought some over the other day, and it's like, this says alcohol in it? That was really bizarre.
And it's usually no calories. Some of them have real fruit in them. So you get the pulp of the grapefruit. So there might be like 3 sugars in the can, but they're 95 to 110 calories, and it doesn't have any of the sweetener in it. There's no sodium. So it really is a nice drink. But when you're at a ballpark, usually they have they'll also have a bar. You can grab some salsa water and just add some fresh lime or lemon to it. And you might want to do a little bit of vodka if that's what you want to do, and that might make you that might help a little bit cut those calories. And you remember, you're going to be hot at a ball game. If you're drinking like that, you better be drinking some water too, because that'll get to you much faster.
Because beer and wine, they just dehydrate you, and soda dehydrates. So if you're drinking that doesn't count in your half your body weight in water.
Okay.
That doesn't count. You need to drink the water. So if I had a nutritionist tell me, you want that soda, then you drink that much water, then that much soda, and then drink that much water again. So make sure you're really thirsty. If you're really thirsty, the water might quench it. If you just really want that soda or that beer, then have it. But then have that much water again, because it's going to dehydrate you.
And one suggestion for those of you who do go to Nats, you can bring in one unopened bottle of water.
Oh, that's
It
great.
has to be unopened, and so a lot of vendors, right before you, as you enter as you're going to Nats Park, you see all these people, selling not only peanuts, but but the bottle of water. So if you don't bring your own, you can get one. It's like $2 versus,
Oh, that's pretty good.
what you get in.
It's not bad.
And then you can refill it.
Yeah, good idea.
Not that they're, the water in the drinking fountains are that cold, but at least you can refill it. And on a hot day, who cares? But I do want to get back to, so I've drunk one of these.
Okay.
Well, no, my God, it's tasting, sometimes water just doesn't taste good. So is there anything I can do to help?
Yeah. Well, you can, just what Sherry had mentioned earlier, you can put lemon in there, you could put cucumbers in there, you could just squeeze a lemon in there or squeeze a cucumber, just squeeze some. Or if you just say, I cannot drink this without a little something juice, you could take a little bit of cranberry juice, pour it in there just a little bit, just to give it some taste of a juice, apple, cranberry, any of those, and just water that juice down with a ton of water and get that taste. So it almost tastes like a flavored water.
Yeah, they have some of those fruit infusers, and one of my best recipes is actually, you mentioned it, is cucumber mint. And that makes the most refreshing water. And I didn't have the infuser. I actually just put the cucumber, cut up the cucumber in the bottom and put a couple of leaves of mint, left it in there overnight. And that water was so refreshing and so light. It really is good.
Yeah, I keep a pitcher of water in my fridge with a whole bunch of mint from, my mint is going crazy, and I just went, what am I going to do with this
nothing
mint?
like fresh
Let's
mint.
throw it in the water.
There
So
you go.
there you go.
There you go.
Okay, so let's jump away from nutrition. And I'm thinking, okay, it's summer. The sun. I'm going to go to the beach. We're going.
Yes, we're
both
going to
of
the
us are
beach.
going to the beach.
Yes.
Yes,
Sure.
and not taking me, might I add.
Oh, sorry. We bad. So I'm thinking I need to be concerned about the sun, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have some questions that we can ask you. I'll ask both of you. It might be just a little cheating, but
Okay.
So here's first question. All sunscreen protects you from sunburn, wrinkles, and age spots.
All sunscreen.
Have to do the
I
Jeopardy.
know that's a no. I know that's a no. Because
Okay, I'm
we
gonna-
know that because there's two things that we need to protect ourselves from. UVA and, what's the other one?
UVB.
UVB. So those two things. And so a sunscreen has to have those two things in.
Right.
One just sort of an outside and one protects the inner layer, right?
Right. So we have we actually have 3 rays that come down, but UVA is the longer ray, and they were usually used at the beginning in tanning beds. We didn't think that those were really cancer-causing rays until 2013. We found out that they were. And then UVB, because you would mostly see your sunscreens with UVB protection. Those are the shorter rays that are dependent. They're out stronger during certain times of the day. So 10
That's
to
the
3,
10 to
yeah, they are actually stronger. Those are the ones that kind of get in and cause us to have a little bit of wrinkles. But we've found out that you're actually 75% more prone to having melanoma if you were in a tanning bed before age 25. So these sunscreens now are supposed to have updated information on them. So if it says broad spectrum now, make sure you turn it over and say this says UVA and UVB protection. That's really important. Don't just go by the front, go by the back. And you can use anything over 30 is fine. You're not going to get too much more protection out of a 50, but if you're comfortable using a 50, it's certainly not going to hurt you.
And does it matter if it's the lotion, the spray? I don't know. Do they roll them on?
Oils.
Or yeah, does
As long as
There's
you-
roll-ons. Yeah, there's all kinds of things.
As long as you cover it, that was another one of the questions that we had is how much sunscreen should you put on? So if I said a pea-sized drop, a tablespoonful, or enough to fill a shot glass, since we're going on the beer thing
You
here.
know this one. You
know
know
this one, Diane.
Come on.
shot glass?
There it is.
That's it.
Right. So most people don't use enough sunscreen. So it doesn't really matter what kind you're using, except for the spray. You want to be careful that when you're spraying that you're not inhaling that product, especially the kids. The spray, I can't remember, fluorocarbons in there are not so good for the kids. So the spray is not great, but it's still good to cover. So I like the ones that they go on purple.
Oh.
And then they go to clear, but they go on purple, so you can actually see where you have put.
So if
Oh,
you're,
I like that.
If you're like Juanita, who probably has a little bit more of a problem with the sun than
I
me,
do.
you probably want to do the purple.
I need the purple. What is that? I'll have to get some.
It probably is sunscreen for babies, but it doesn't matter. but I mean, it says for kids. I can't remember the product, but yeah, it goes on.
Okay.
And you know, one other thing, this is poor Brad, we all know Brad Hibbs, put sunscreen on his face and then it sweat into his eyes.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I
and
hate that.
it was the worst thing he's ever felt in his eyes. So you
bad.
just need to be very careful where you put it, and if you start to sweat, you know, that you wipe it away, don't let it get into your eyes, because you have to rinse, and his eyes were swollen, and it caused him so much pain. Yeah.
Wow.
It was bad.
I think they have some though that is safe
For
the
your
eyes.
face.
Yeah, for your face.
So
They
So
have
you
some.
might want to get what is really actually for your face to put on your face, because otherwise you could have a mishap that could.
Not that I'm selling Neutrogena, but that's what my daughters use just for their face, because they find, you know, it's the best thing for them. So yeah, you want to cover your face.
You need to wear
and
hats.
maybe your ears, you
Yes.
think? And neck and all that. And then do I have to do it? So I'm going to the beach, and I get everything ready, and I go to the beach, and then I put the sunscreen on.
I wouldn't. I'd put it on before you go out so it can absorb.
They say
And
about 20 minutes. Just before you put your suit on, put it all
pull
on,
it over everywhere.
and then put your suit on. Wait 20 minutes, let it soak in.
And then, now they're coming out with clothes that are that have the sun protection. I don't know if that's probably.
Yeah.
So does that really matter? That that I have a shirt on that's sun protected?
Well, I think anything can help, but I don't think that I would not put it on underneath, because sometimes they're sun protection, but they're also breathable. So if they're breathable and air can get through, I'm pretty sure sun rays can get through. But if you've got a child that's going to be out, or a grandchild that's going to be out in the water the whole day, I would put on a long sleeve shirt, one of those sun protections, so that because once they get sunburned, that's a really bad night for him and for you.
And I can speak to that only because I have had those kind of sunburns where I couldn't even get out of the tub of soda water and oatmeal because it hurt so bad.
Yeah.
Because we live by a lake. And so those of us that are, you are lucky and so are you, but blue eyes, blonde hair, red hair, we need to be extra, extra careful. Because in my family with blue-eyed blondes, both my brothers have had the malignant melanoma. And it's a cumulative. It's these sunburns we had as we were little, and then now they have sunscreens. But I think when we were little, they didn't even have sunscreens. So you might have put on that copper tone, but it didn't.
Right.
You put on zero.
It was nothing.
Because you wanted to get more burn.
Yeah,
And the foil, right? Remember, let's not forget the
yeah.
foil.
Yes.
You'd lay on anything black so that you would get all, oh my gosh, and oh my, yes, I remember.
So we're going to jump to exercise.
Okay.
All right.
So it's hot. It's muggy. It's like a day when we had, when it's going to storm and you go outside and you can't breathe. I'm not going to exercise.
Well, not outside, you're not. That's exactly right. If there's an orange or red day, you should just not be out in that. You need to take it indoors, whether it's a tape in your apartment or your home, or your own little treadmill or bicycle at home. You need to stay inside on those kind of days. There's no reason to have an asthma attack. You don't need that. That's just horrible for your lungs. Plus, if it's one of those days, that means the humidity is probably pretty high too, and that's going to just exacerbate anything that you will be doing. So the best time, and you just said it, is to exercise would be before 10 and definitely after 3, or the cool of the evening is even better. In the summer, thank goodness we have sunlight till like 8 o'clock at night, so that's wonderful. The later you can go and walk or exercise or bike, whatever you want to do, the better. And a lot of times, if you do have a pool, the pools are open till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You can go for a nice swim, and that's very refreshing at that time. But early or late, is when you want to exercise.
And I think that early is such a key, because in the mornings, when I'm driving to work, even the days that got really hot, it was like 78, and I thought, this is perfect. But by 10 o'clock, it was already up there, and it took forever it never went back down to 78.
Yeah.
So I think that morning time where you can get out and
Plus, the morning time, not only is it cooler because it's been cooler all night, but there's no appointments at 7, 6 in the morning, that sort of thing. So if you can get up and get your walk in with that rising of the sun, you're more likely to get your exercise in for the day. Because as the heat comes on, the heat just is so oppressive, and it just makes you tired.
Yeah.
It just fatigues you, particularly if you're not drinking. So another thing as a sign of dehydration is you're fatigued and lethargic. You might have a headache, and you don't know why. Maybe you're just, people can also get your eye-hand coordination is off. You can't remember things. I mean, you need to hydrate. Just simple things like hydration makes such a difference in the way your brain is working.
Right.
So it's important to drink and stay cool and be outside early in the morning.
or just go to the gym.
Or just go to the gym.
That's what I was going to say. Go to the gym. It's open 24/7. They can exercise with us at Channel 6. We
Yes.
start at 6 a.m.
That's
those
right.
exercise
That's
shows
right.
throughout
Oh,
the
wow.
day.
That's
So
good.
yes.
It is great.
We don't have a late afternoon. We've been kind of toying with, should we do something in the late afternoon or early evening, but we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of people say that's when they get ready for dinner, that's when they're resting, and, that sort of thing. But
Morning.
But they can also buy a
They
copy,
can buy a copy,
of
exactly.
any of the exercise shows. So I can't believe we've squandered another
really,
Village in
Fast.
Motion. Last comments. What's the most important thing you want to leave our residents with?
I would say probably the same thing Winnie's going to say is hydration is going to be the most important thing. And just you can make simple changes to your diet to help you with the food and the sugar content. And if you ever are concerned about that, I'm going to say, ask Juanita. We'd point them to Cindy, but
she's not here.
Yeah, so.
I would say the same thing, and I think also I have seen people maybe overdressed when they're walking. So wear light, breathable fabrics when you're outside. Because once you start moving, then your internal temperature goes up. So you might go outside, it's a little cool, layer. Just take off that little light jacket you have on so that your body can cool itself too. So.
And I think wearing the hat, we kind
Absolutely.
of skimmed on that, but when Andrew was in Italy, before he left, I gave him a whole slew of stuff. I said, you need a hat. Oh, no, I don't like hats. I said, Andrew, everyone overseas wears a hat because it's going to be really hot.
Yeah.
But anyway, you have to wear a hat.
Did he wear
to
the
come.
hat?
I don't know.
It will protect your.
He's
it will protect
back
your
today,
eyes.
so
It
I'll
protects your
have to
eyes
ask
and
him.
your face. So you definitely need a hat. You're right on,
So
Diane.
that's what I will leave our residents with.
Okay.
So again, we'll be back, whether you like it or
It'll
not.
feel like tomorrow.
Yes, as Avon's already gave me his Christmas vacation request. So there you go. But we will
Way
be
to
back
go, Avon.
in time for the holidays to get you prepped for that. But before I let you go, I'm going to